All right, what's up, guys? I am Bologna. I am part of the Chicago Sports Bums. We are the hashtag Bourbon Bums, and I am back with day 4 of the 12 days of whiskey. This one's going to be a quick one because it's a no-brainer. Wild Turkey Rare Breed, both the bourbon and the rye, is something that if you know, you know. It took me a little while when I first got into bourbon to realize what I was missing with most Wild Turkey products. And once I tried first 101, but especially the rare breed, it blew my mind. I remember giving a bottle to the head bum in charge, Jason, and the first time he tried it, I don't know if he was expecting it or not. His eyes lit up. I remember it when he was like, whoa, this is for real. So rare breed, it's a $55 to $65 bottle. It's available at most liquor stores. I know in the summer they had a bottling issue where we couldn't get it for about 6 to 8 weeks. People were panicking. I was too. It was something that like, uh-oh, here we go. They're pulling it off the shelves. They're going to jack up the price. People panicked. It was just a bottling issue. It's back. It's readily available, and it's awesome. So rare breed bourbon I'll talk about because that's the one I poured today. Rare breed bourbon is a 116.8 proof barrel strength bourbon. It's a blend of 6, 8, and 12-year-old expressions. And it's just a bourbon fastball down the middle. Like Wild Turkey just doesn't miss, both with their Wild Turkey products and their Russell Reserve products. I feel like that is just straight up my wheelhouse of just classic bourbon notes, especially Wild Turkey. It's got like this nutty, like a nutty nose to it that I always just feel bad. It's like a warm blanket. It's something that I could go, it's an old standby. It's old reliable. You know, I could flirt with other things, other bottles, new things, but you always come back to Wild Turkey. At least I do. And for the tasting, let me just taste it right away. I already wrote my notes. I don't know why I keep saying that. I have it written down already, but here we go. It's everything you want. Every single thing you want. Brown sugar, caramel, oak, spice. I get a little bit of dried fruit. Just a tiny bit of like dried cranberry that comes with like, you know, like those peanut packs and stuff like that. Finish is leather, tobacco, spice, and then that turkey funk. I've seen a lot of people describe it. I don't have an explanation of what the quote unquote turkey funk is, but it's awesome. It's just a wave of flavor, a wave of heat, a wave of something right at the end. Like when you think you're done drinking and you're done with the tasting process, the turkey funk kicks in. And like I said, it's like a warm blanket. So I love it. I love both of these. Little hidden, I don't know if it's a hidden trick, hidden gem. I talked about it in the first day 1 of the 12 days of whiskey. Where did it go? Oh, it's back here. I love blending this two together. I love doing a rare breed Borai. So I do 65% rare breed bourbon and 35% rye, and I bring it to our Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates. I've probably given tastings and samples to 30, 40 people, and I'm not, you know, Barry Horowitz patting my own back and stuff. I love it. It's awesome. It's a great blend of the two products. So if you have the means and you have both bottles available, I suggest you guys try to blend a 65-35 blend. It's awesome. I will mention the rye as well. For the longest time, the rye was hard to find. Now I feel like it's available at like Costco's and Sam's of all places, the big box stores. I see that sitting all the time for the last like 6 months or so at like those big stores. So you can pick both of them up, try them. I like them both. I especially love the bourbon. I will say for the 116 proof barrel strength, it's lower than most barrel strength bourbons. That's because Wild Turkey has a lower entry proof for their bourbons. So you're not going to see a high like 131 Stag Junior that's back there. You're not going to see those high proof bourbons from Wild Turkey because the juice, quote unquote, juice enters the barrels at a lower proof. So that's about as high as it goes. It's 116.8, and it's still awesome. So I have this written down here. I have a list of bourbons, cast strength or barrel proof bourbons that are substantially more expensive than rare breed bourbon that I will take rare breed night in and day out. So like the Jefferson's cast strength is $30 to $40 more expensive than this. There's no way that should be priced. This should cost more than the Jefferson's cast strength. Same thing with Booker's. I like Booker's. Don't get me wrong. I feel like it's wildly overpriced for what it is. Give me the rare breed over Booker's any day of the week. The Larceny Barrel Proof is the same way. There's some really good Larceny Barrel Proof products, but overall, I'd rather go back to rare breed. And the last one is some Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs. I do like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof a lot, and I'm going to get to those in another podcast or video, whatever I'm doing here. But this just don't miss. You know what you're getting. It's consistent. It's a fastball down the middle. And for 55 to 65 bucks, I can't recommend it enough. So if you guys, I mean, most of you I would take, if you're watching this, you're a whiskey fan. If you don't have it, pick it up. I highly suggest it because we blinded all the time. I blinded all the time with a bunch of the fancier stuff I have. A lot of the time, the rare read wins out, and it's readily available. So I can't recommend it enough. I'm going to finish this, and I'll see you back tomorrow for another day of 12 Days at Whiskey. Thanks.